Hey, greetings everyone. It's your girl AC Flo here from MacFit 360. I'm just here to do a check-in, just check in with everyone, see how everyone's been doing. I'm the yoga instructor at MacFit 360 for those of you that do not know. And for those of you that have never done yoga before, with everything that's going on with this COVID-19 situation, this is a great opportunity for you to start. There's so many benefits to the practice of yoga. And just to give you a quick description, yoga just basically means to unite or to bring together. The word itself is a Sanskrit word which means to yoke. And so we're just connecting our mind, body, and spirit. Whatever deity you may be following, it doesn't matter. It's not a religion, it's a philosophy, it's a way of life. And over the world, people are learning that it has many, many benefits. And so I'm here to just share with you 5 tips on what you can do while you're at home during this time to connect with the body, to connect with the breath, connect with the universal consciousness that is going on right now where everybody is in the present moment. And so taking a moment to be present, to ensure that your mental, spiritual, emotional, and physical well-being is all meshed together and flowing in a very positive way. Okay, so the first tip that I'm going to share is the breath. The breath is the most important thing in yoga. You have to focus on your breath. You have to connect with the breath. It's our life force energy. Chi, prana, whatever you want to call it. Shu is what we call in ancient Kemet. But I'm going to show you the 4 rules of breathing. And what that is you inhale, you pause, holding the breath for 1 to 3 seconds. You exhale, pause, holding the breath for 1 to 3 seconds. And the personal breath is basically just counting in your mind to the top of your breath as you inhale, holding that breath, and then exhaling that same number down, holding the breath. So go ahead and just close your eyes and settle in. Whether you're sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on the floor, wherever you are, just allow your body to relax. Close your eyes and just release your forehead. Relax the shoulders, release the jaw. And just let the tongue sit at the roof of your mouth, right where the soft palate meets the heart or just behind the teeth. And then just take a moment to connect with your breath. Don't try to figure anything out. Just breathe. Relax the eyes. And now I want you to find your personal breath. So on your next inhale, counting your mind up to the top of that breath. Hold it for 1 to 3 seconds. And then slowly exhale the breath out. Breathing through the nose, keeping the mouth connected. Pausing at the bottom of the breath, holding it. And then inhaling that same number again. That's how you find your personal breath, and you just continue to flow in that breath, and as you move through your yoga poses, you try to stay connected to that breath. Okay, so we've connected with the breath, and now the next tip that I'm going to give you is a pose called Child's Pose. And Child's Pose is really simple. You can get into this first thing in the rising when you get up, before you get out of bed, just to help to open up the hips, release the lower back, lower the blood pressure, just relax. Very simple. You're on your knees, come down, sending the hips towards the heel, and just resting your forehead to the mat, relaxing your arms, relaxing your shoulders. And you can position your hands however. I prefer Kemetic hands, and I just place it here at the crown of my head, draw my shoulders away from my ear, tucking the tailbone in. And then I just stay here and connect with that 4 rules of breathing, connect with the breath, and just allow my body to relax and fall into the posture. And from Child's Pose, you can go right into your 3rd tip, which would basically be tabletop. Tabletop, wrists right underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips, nice flat back position. And from here, you can do a flow of movements called cat and cow. And so what we do here is you just send the tailbone up towards the sky, head goes back. You can even tuck your toes underneath. That's cow, dropping the chin to chest, pointing the feet, pushing away from the mat, curling the spine for cat. And this just helps to bring flexibility, mobility to the spine. You're only as young as your spine is flexible. And so you want to just go ahead and move through it at your own flow and remember the breath. So taking a nice deep inhale, exhaling on out, allowing the movements to go with your breath. So finding your own flow. And in this cat and cow posture, you can do a lot of things like sending the hips over to the right, sending it over to the left, maybe making some circles. Just pretty much make the flow yours. Connect with your body, close your eyes, focus on the breath, and just let go. Flow with it. Yep. All right, and so from your cat and cow, you can go right back here to tabletop position. Feel all 4 limbs connecting to the mat. Tuck your toes underneath. You're going to go ahead and press up, sending the hips up towards the ceiling, pressing the heels down towards the floor for pyramid pose or downward facing dog. And if your heels aren't touching, that's fine. You can do a simple walk out. Take your dog for a walk. Bend and straighten out the knees. Ears right to the side of the biceps. Just let the head hang. You can look at that space in between the feet or up at the navel. And then just connect with your body here. Connect with the breath. Spread the toes. You can come up onto the toes. Pulling your navel into your spine, engaging the core. And if at any point you feel dizzy or nauseous while you're doing this, you can go ahead and come down. Bringing the knees back underneath the hips. You can stay here in tabletop, maybe flow through some cat and cow. Or you can just go right back on in to child's pose. Take a few breaths. And feel free to move at your own flow. There's no rush. We have no place to go. And when you're ready to, you can go right back up into it. And the final pose tip was be flowing right on into what we all know, plank. Give yourself a good 30-second, 60-second plank right here. And try to connect with the breath. Bring in relaxation to the body even while you're in this posture. For those of you that may want a little bit more of a challenge, you can feel free to lift up that right foot off of the mat. Balancing it out, making sure I do the other side. Drop the knees. Rest in child's pose. Give your wrist a gentle squeeze. Wiggle the fingers. Move the head around. Settle into the posture. And there you go. 5 tips on what you can do while we're on lockdown.